This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks at Stockton Con.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of Stockton Con. The value of wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, man, shout out to Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We gonna shut this shit down. Love and respect, though, right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Big Time here with a flashback review of wrestling for Wrestlemania 25. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about Wrestlemania 25. We're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about it right here on Flashback Wrestling. Wrestlemania 25, it's 2009, and we're live from Houston, Texas for the 25th anniversary of Wrestlemania. Lots of great storylines that are coming into this match that have set up many things. We know that JBL had recently defeated CM Punk on March 9th prior to WrestleMania to win the Intercontinental Championship, and then later had a challenge issued to him by Rey Mysterio. And also, JBL was tied into the Shawn Michaels, where JBL had beaten Shawn Michaels to own the name and likeness of Shawn Michaels, but they would later face one another on a February 16 episode. Where they would issue another challenge that Michaels would advance to take on the Undertaker and to end his streak, which would be part of the storyline. They had a great storyline between Triple H and Randy Orton and the McMahon family. Lots of stuff going on there that was awesome to see. And Edge was going to defend his world title against Big Show and John Cena, all set up thanks to Vicky Guerrero at the time. Anyways, lots of great matches. There was opening matches. Of course, we also had the storyline with Chris Jericho, unhappy with Mickey Rourke, who was just in the movie The Wrestler, which was a great movie. And he wound up wanting to go after the old timers, and he wound up putting himself in a handicap match against Roddy Piper, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Jimmy a Super Fly Snuka. So tonight's card is loaded with some of the greatest matches in wrestling history, and definitely one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history, for sure. There was a dark match before the main event. We had the tag team championships on the line as the Colognes compete against the world champions John Morrison and The Miz in a winner-takes-all lumberjack match, which has a number of wrestlers sounding the ring. This was to unify both the world tag team titles and the WWE tag team titles. The Colognes would win the encounter after Primo executed a backstabber on Morrison. And this is how we start the show. Phil Garcia and Justin Roberts are your ring announcers. And you have Jim Ross, Michael Cole, and Jerry Lawler on commentary. Your Spanish commentary team was Carlos Cabrera and Hugo Savanich. I can't get it right. So we're just going to keep going. So we opened the pay-per-view with the Money in the Bank ladder match. At this time, it was still at WrestleMania. And you had CM Punk versus Kane versus Mark Henry versus MVP versus Shelton Benjamin versus Kofi Kingston versus Christian versus Finlay. There was a briefcase hanging over the ring at this time. This was before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Same concept. All of these men were vying to see who could climb the ladder and retrieve the briefcase. The winner would go on to have a title match at their choosing in the future for whatever title they wanted to fight for. The match was littered with many notable moments, including a series of matches, combatants performing dives onto the floor, over the arena, over the ladders, as well as Benjamin diving off the top of the ladder with a senton bomb onto his opponent. The ladder was used as a weapon by many competitors. We saw Kane climb up to the top of the ladder. We saw Kofi incapacitated them by draping and collapsing ladders over their bodies, leg drops. The finish came when Punk and Kane were on top of the ladders. Punk was able to push Kane off, step up to pretty much the top rung of the ladder, get the briefcase, and become the winner. And he became the first back-to-back Money in the Bank winner in WWE history. Had won it the year prior, went in and successfully cashed it on. And, of course, Punk would go on and to cash this title, this Money in the Briefcase in, and win the title. And we know how everything came for Punk. Of course, this was before Cult of Personality Punk, but Punk would start right here on such a hard run. CM Punk's legacy definitely developed in this era. After that, we got Kid Rock performing a live melody of Bawada Bada, Rock and Roll Jesus Cowboy, All Summer Long, So Hot. And of course, during the last section of that, we started to see the women of WWE come down for a 25 Diva Battle Royal to crown a Miss WrestleMania. This match featured divas that were employed by the WWE at the time and worked for WWE in the past. And the winner at the time became somebody that was an unknown as Santina. Became the winner. She announced herself as Santina. She was the twin sister to Santino Marella, but it was nothing more than Santino Marella dressed up as a woman who won this match. She was, of course, crowned as Miss WrestleMania. And so that was a good hot spot moment there to see Santina Marella win the women's, the 25 Divas Battle Royal, not the women's, the Divas Battle Royal. The next match was Chris Jericho, and he was in a triple threat match facing Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Jimmy Snuka, and Roddy Piper in a 3-on-1 handicapped elimination match. Of course, Ric Flair was out here with the Hall of Famers. Ricky the Dragon, Jimmy Snuka, and Roddy Piper. Snuka would be the first one eliminated when he tapped out to the walls of Jericho. Then he would pin Piper after an enzuigiri. Steamboat, however, would outlast his partners as he was able to execute a number of signature moves, before, including the arm drags, chops, and plancha. Jericho was able to regain control of the match by connecting with a codebreaker, pinning Steamboat to win the match. After the match, Jericho challenged Mickey Rourke to get into the ring. He was sitting at ringside. He finally entered the ring and knocked Jericho onto the canvas with a punch before being condemned by Ric Flair. So a good solid match here. Jericho taking on the old timers. Jericho making them all look good. Having a great storyline with Mickey Rourke from the movie Wrestler. Had a great storyline. Was a very interesting match. Very great moment to relive here on WrestleMania 25. From there, we had one of the great storylines. Jeff and Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy had finally exposed himself as the one that was setting his brother up. Jeff's house had caught on fire, and Matt was taking the blame for that. This featured a multitude of moments that saw the Hardys assault each other with many different weapons, because it was an Extreme Rules match, which included assaults with numerous objects under the ring, and Jeff splashed from the top turnbuckle through a pair of tables, with Matt sandwiched between the two and a chair. Jeff, seeking to end the match, attempted to set up the ladders to ascend them, while he would perform a maneuver similar to a leapfrog over the hurdle. He leapfrogged over one ladder to drop a leg drop, which missed. And due to that, Matt rolled out of the way, which resulted in Matt gaining the advantage. He then forced his brother's head in between a chair. A metal chair unfolded, stuck his head through it, hit a twist of fate with the chair, winding up giving Matt Hardy the pin. Matt Hardy, a version 1, taking the win over Jeff here. After that, we got the Intercontinental title on the line. JBL was next, and he was facing Rey Mysterio, John Bradshaw Layfield. Before the match started, JBL kicked Mysterio and punched him down to the ground for a few seconds, but once the referee started the match, Mysterio surprised JBL by quickly executing a 619 before pinning him to win the match in 22 seconds. Following the match, a frustrated JBL grabbed the mic and proclaimed he quit. This has been JBL's last singles match as an active performer. The match marked the first time since WrestleMania 18 that an Intercontinental Championship has been defended at a WrestleMania event. So, yeah, big deal here. And this was the last match for JBL as he declared quit. And ladies and gentlemen, we were taking on the most historical ride in professional wrestling history, one of the most historical rides in WrestleMania history, as we got Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker 1. This was the first time these two had met at WrestleMania. The streak versus the fact that The Undertaker had never beaten Shawn Michaels up at this time. The back and forth was insane. Undertaker getting a Hell's Gate, trying to choke out Shawn Michaels. So multiple sweet chin music, the moonsault, the Tombstone Power Driver, the last ride that was reversed into trying to take down the Undertaker, who reversed it back into a last ride. Eventually, Shawn Michaels would hit sweet chin music twice, but Undertaker would still get up. Undertaker would eventually get frustrated. Shawn Michaels would ascend to the top of the ropes to hit a moonsault, which he was caught by the Undertaker, dropped for a moonsault or Tombstone Power Driver, and the 1, 2, 3 finally came down. And this match was amazing. There is not any words that you can put into this. This is a must-see match if you're a wrestling fan. This is a must-see. Go back and watch Undertaker, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. They tore the house down, and unfortunately, they had 2 matches after this that really had to come out and try to live up to the hype. And it was not going to be an easy task because these men burnt this house down. They went uninsatiably. I mean, these men just went and the pinfall. And this is the one time where you can say that near falls and taking all these moves and back and forth, because these men at this time were both the legends, true legends. We were winding down the end of Shawn Michaels' career, and Undertaker was in the midst of trying to figure out what the Undertaker was going to do. And this was a collection of 4 great WrestleMania matches when he had the back-to-back with Shawn Michaels, and he went back-to-back with Triple H. And then, of course, the one in the Hell in the Cell with Triple H there against Triple H with Shawn Michaels as special guest referee. These 4 matches together make one of the greatest storylines in WrestleMania history that you're ever going to see, and this was the one that started it all, set it on its way, and what an amazing match this was. From there, we got the World Heavyweight Championship on the line in a triple threat match. Edge versus Big Show versus John Cena. Cena entered through an aisle of lookalikes of himself, people dressed up like John Cena. Vicky Guerrero was brought out to ringside in a wheelchair by Chavo due to her emotional investment in both Edge and the Big Show. Action began with some brawling, some early teamwork from Big Show and Edge before the alliance crumbled. The match was spilled out, seeing Edge spear Big Show through the guardrail. Cena returned Edge to the ring. We got an FTF on the Big Show. This was a great, solid match between all 3 of these guys, and then one of the most amazing moments of WrestleMania history. Cena would win the match by lifting both Big Show and Edge at the same exact time, setting up for the Attitude Adjustment. Because Edge had gone to put a sleeper hold on was in the corner trying to put a sleeper hold on the Big Show. John Cena went over, picked up the Big Show for the Attitude Adjustment with Edge on his shoulders. Edge would eventually drop out, and Cena would hit the Attitude Adjustment on the Big Show. He would then turn to a attacking Edge, who was trying to pick up the scraps, but he would then Attitude Adjust Edge right on top of the Big Show. Edge would roll out of the ring, and John Cena would get the pin and win his 2nd World Heavyweight Championship. Good, solid match. Very entertaining match, very fun, and the strength of John Cena was on point here when you saw him lift the Big Show and Edge up on his shoulders at the same time. Yes, Edge did slip out, but it was a great way to do this match. From there, we got the Hall of Fame introduction ceremony moment. Remembering the Hall of Famers, they had already been inducted in the Hall of Fame the previous night, as this was a WrestleMania with 1 night only. But this was the moment they all came on the stage. Justin Roberts announced to meet Terry and Dory Funk Jr., Cowboy Bill Watts, the legendary ring announcer Howard Finkel, the Birdman Coco Beware. Kevin Von Erich was there to be the representative of the entire Von Erich family. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and of course 2009 was the night of Stone Cold Steve Austin, as he had been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. After this, Austin rode down on his ATV, toasted the fans with the beers, and it was a great moment with Stone Cold Steve Austin, the 2009 Hall of Fame class. What an awesome class that was, all in Texas. When you talk about Dory Funk and Terry and Dory Funk, the Funks, when you talk about Cowboy Bill Watts, when you talk about the Von Erich families, and when you talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know you're in Texas with these names. Of course, Howard Finkel, Coco Beware, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat all being added in there too, made this a legendary class for the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2009. Then this brought us to our very last match, the last match of the event. The match was contested between the champion, the WWE champion Triple H, and Randy Orton. And as per match stipulations, if Triple H had been disqualified or had been counted out during the match, he would have lost the title to Orton. This had been a great storyline between Orton and Triple H. It was Stephanie Mann involved in being attacked by Orton. This was a redemption for Triple H. The champion had his signature weapon, the sledgehammer, in hand, only to relinquish it prior to entering the ring by throwing it through a glass wall. Early in the match, Triple H did everything in his power to hurt Orton without being disqualified in the process. Orton performed a back body drop on Triple H onto the Spanish announce table. At one point, Orton threw Triple H to a turnbuckle where the referee was standing, causing him to glide and knocking out the referee. After executing an RKO on Triple H, Orton tried to gain more advantage and went out of the ring to pick up Triple H's signature weapon, the sledgehammer. As Orton made his way back in the ring, Triple H delivered a punt kick to Orton. Triple H then took the sledgehammer from Orton, hit him with it, and executed a pedigree to retain his WWE Championship and a great solid match. But if you ever go back and ask Triple H and Randy Orton, you know that they really hated having to follow up behind Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, because it was a classic and it was a hard match to follow up. Of course, the Colognes beating the John Morrison and The Miz was an 8-minute match. The Money in the Bank ladder match was only 14 minutes, 32 seconds. Then Dina Morello winning the women's, the Divas Battle Royal, or the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal, went 7 minutes, 25 seconds. Chris Jericho defeating Jimmy Snuka, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Roddy Piper was an 8-minute and 33-second match. Of course, we had Matt and Jeff Hardy. They went 13-38 in their Extreme Rules match. And Rey Mysterio beating JBL in 22 seconds. The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels went a total of 30 minutes and 44 seconds. John Cena, Big Show, and Edge went 14 minutes, 33 seconds. And Triple H defeating Randy Orton went 24 minutes, 35 seconds. All wonderful matches. WrestleMania 25 was one of the best WrestleManias and one of the best WrestleManias in a long time. And of course, shockingly, it is 15 years old now as we talk about that WrestleMania 25, the legendary match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, happened 15 years ago. It is incredible to think about how that happened. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Big Time. This is the Value Wrestling. We always appreciate you for joining us. This has been Flashback Wrestling. If you want me to talk about one of your favorite wrestling shows, whether it be WWE, WCW, or maybe ECW, or something that's out there that I can find on the network or Peacock as it is now, let me know, and I could do a review show on that. We are WrestleMania season, so I thought WrestleMania 25 would be pretty awesome. What will be the next one? I don't know. Hopefully, I'll come up with and see what is next, and we'll be sitting here talking about that one here real soon. I want to bring back Flashback Wrestling, get it into the regular rotation, so let me know what you think of the show simply by giving us a thumbs up, leaving your comments below. Tell me what you thought of this pay-per-view. What was your favorite match of the show? Is there WrestleMania that you think is better than WrestleMania 25? Everybody to their opinion, and if you have a show that you want me to review, let me know. Drop it in the comments below. Make sure you like this video, ring that bell for notifications, so whenever we have new content like this or any other videos, or whenever we go live, you'll be notified immediately to know that we are there. I thank you for joining us. I thank you for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me rant, talk, or conversate about whatever the topic may be today, WrestleMania 25. I hope you enjoyed this and this talk. I flashback, I remember it's going back real quick, and I hope you'll join me on the next one. And last thing, if you will, hit that subscribe button, join the Value Wrestling family, become part of the fastest growing podcast in the wrestling world. We are going to grow. We are here to be contenders, not pretenders, and we are ready for you to be a part of this adventure. Get on board now, because it's going to get fun, I guarantee you. But until the next one, I'm going to get out of here and say la-de-da-de. Good.